feel as though this artwork is very symbolic and really encompasses like what artwork truly means. Not only do you get to actually visually see it and perceive it in your own like way, you can also do another like tasting of it and see another side of the art. And after learning everything that like it means, it's just super symbolic.
The candy tastes like lemons, and I know that the creator of this piece had AIDS, and that was like his inspiration for making people feel sensory engagement.
I think it's really unusual to make artwork out of candy, and I felt a little bit hesitant at first, like, are we really allowed to take some? But the panel says you can, so I don't know if I will. But I appreciate that.
I really like this piece. I like how it's interactive and it's kind of intimate between the viewer and the art piece. And I like how it takes on a different meaning depending on what stage of life you're at. You know, if you're a little kid and you just walk up, you just see a pile of candy, you want to take a couple pieces. But, you know, if you're older, you might walk over to the sign first, read it, then take a couple pieces, and it kind of just, you know, has more depth.
Okay, so I immediately recognized the piece because we learned about it in class. And it was really exciting because when you recognize art, that's very interesting. And I think the story behind it is very romantic and very prevalent to this day and age of gay rights and everything. And I love to see it. I think it's really cool that it's here.
This is my favorite piece of art. I have seen and loved a lot of art, but this is always number one to me because it deals with really difficult subjects in a really interesting and accessible way.
I agree. It is also my all-time favorite art piece. I highly recommend reading about it. It's beautiful on its own as a piece of minimalist work, but as soon as you know the significance behind it, it takes on a whole new meaning and is a good way to kind of get to know minimalist art and appreciate it beyond just surface level. Also eat the candy. That's the point.
And I also think, too, it's so cool hearing you talk about it because I would consider this conceptual art. And so it's really interesting to hear you talk about minimalism, which is exciting because I think it's a nice reminder that art is for everyone and that neither of us are wrong. We both have these like lovely informed perspectives. And I will like cap that off by saying that it's really important to talk about death and grief. And this is a great entry point into also considering the complexity of what it means to go through grief, especially in a very public and creative way.
And ritual.
Absolutely.